I need to tell you about the worst moment of my life. Okay, maybe not the worst, but top 5. I was 16. I had a crush on someone in my biology class. And one day, in the middle of a very quiet lab, this person walked over to my table to ask for a pencil. Just a pencil. And I don't know what happened. My brain short-circuited. I said something, I don't even remember what, and then I felt it. The heat. Starting at my chest, crawling up my neck like someone had turned on a radiator under my skin. And I knew. I knew before I even touched my face. I was blushing. Not a cute pink, not a subtle glow. I was the color of a fire hydrant. And the worst part? The more I thought about it, the redder I got. I could feel them looking at me. I could feel everyone looking at me. And there was nothing, literally nothing, I could do to stop it. If you've ever blushed, and I'm guessing you have because you're human, and that's the only animal on Earth that does this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your face just snitches on you. It broadcasts your internal state to the entire room without your permission. And today, we're going to figure out why evolution decided to install a betrayal mechanism directly into your cheeks. So what is actually happening when you blush? It's not just getting red. It's a full-blown physiological event. Your sympathetic nervous system, which is the same system that handles fight or flight, suddenly decides to dilate the blood vessels in your face, specifically the veins in your cheeks, your neck, sometimes even your ears. More blood flows to the surface. Your skin turns red. And here's the kicker. This is entirely involuntary. You cannot blush on command. Go ahead. Try it, I'll wait. Nothing, right? But the second you feel exposed, ashamed, caught off guard, or even just noticed in a way you didn't expect, bam, your face goes rogue. Now here's where it gets weird. Blushing is not a byproduct of something else. It's not like your heart racing when you're nervous, which is just adrenaline doing its job. Blushing serves no obvious survival function. If you're being chased by a predator, turning red doesn't help you. If you're trying to intimidate a rival, looking like a tomato is not an advantage. And yet, every single human being on the planet does it. Babies don't blush, thankfully, because that would be heartbreaking. But by the time you're 2 or 3 years old, your face has learned how to betray you. Charles Darwin was obsessed with this. He wrote entire pages about blushing in his book on human emotions, and he called it the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. Think about that. The guy who figured out natural selection, who spent decades cataloging every weird animal behavior on the planet, singled out blushing as the thing that makes us the most, us. But here's the question that kept me up at night. If blushing is involuntary, and if it makes us look weak or embarrassed or caught, why didn't evolution just delete it? Why do we still have this feature? Every other social signal we give can be faked. You can fake a smile. You can fake confidence. You can fake interest in someone's vacation photos, but you cannot fake a blush, and you cannot suppress one. So why does your body insist on keeping this particular vulnerability on full display? The answer, and this is where the research gets really interesting, is that blushing might be the most sophisticated social tool you have. There's a psychologist named Corinne Dyke who spent years studying this, and she found something counterintuitive. People trust you more when you blush, not less, more. In one study, participants watched videos of people who had committed a minor social mistake, like knocking over a drink or telling a slightly inappropriate joke. When the person in the video blushed, viewers rated them as more likable, more trustworthy, and more sincere. When they didn't blush, people thought they were cold, or arrogant, or hiding something. Think about that. Your face is doing PR damage control before your brain has even caught up. You embarrass yourself, your face turns red, and everyone in the room subconsciously thinks, oh, they're okay. They know they messed up. They're one of us. There's even a theory that blushing evolved as an apology signal, long before we had language sophisticated enough to say, I'm sorry, that was awkward. We had our faces doing the talking for us. A blush says, I know the social rules. I know I just broke one. And I care enough about what you think that my body is literally changing color to prove it. Let me put this in a context you actually understand. Imagine you're in a meeting. Your boss asks who forgot to send the report. You know it was you. You could lie. You could deflect. You could blame the email server. But instead, you feel that heat creeping up your neck. Your face goes red, and your boss sees it. Now, in that moment, you feel like you're dying. You feel like you've just handed over all your power. But from your boss's perspective, they just watched a human being have an honest, uncontrollable reaction to a mistake. And subconsciously, they're more likely to give you a pass. Not because you're a good liar, but because you're a terrible one. Your face just proved it. Or think about dating. You're on a first date. You say something stupid. You blush. The other person sees it. And instead of thinking this person is awkward, they think this person is real. Because here's the thing about modern life. We're surrounded by performances. Social media is performance. Job interviews are performance. Even texting is performance. You can edit, delete, curate. But a blush is the one thing you cannot curate. It is proof of life. But now we need to talk about the dark side, because blushing doesn't just happen once and then leave you alone. It creates a feedback loop from hell. You blush. You notice you're blushing. You get embarrassed about the fact that you're blushing. So you blush harder, then you notice that. And now you're trapped. Psychologists call this secondary embarrassment. Embarrassment about your own embarrassment. And for some people, this loop gets so severe that it becomes a condition called erythrophobia, which is literally the fear of blushing. People with this will avoid social situations entirely. They'll turn down promotions, skip parties, end relationships, just to avoid the possibility that their face might snitch on them. And I get it. I really do. Because there is something uniquely cruel about a betrayal that comes from inside your own body. It's not like someone caught you in a lie. Your own skin is the lie detector, and you can't turn it off. But here's what I want you to take away from this. Your face isn't snitching on you to hurt you. It's snitching on you to keep you connected. We live in a world where authenticity is the rarest currency. Everyone is trying to sell you something polished. Everyone is trying to be the version of themselves that gets the most likes, the most approval, the most distance from anything messy. But your blush is messy. It's unfiltered. It's the one signal you send that hasn't been focus grouped by your frontal cortex. And weirdly, that makes it one of the most valuable things about you. Darwin was right. This is the most human thing you do, not because it makes you weak, but because it makes you accountable. It forces you to be seen, and being seen, really seen, is terrifying. But it's also the only way actual connection happens. So the next time you feel that heat rising, the next time your face decides to tell the room exactly what you're feeling before you've given it permission, don't fight it. Don't try to will it away, because you can't. Just know that somewhere in your evolutionary history, your ancestors survived not because they were the strongest, or the scariest, or the best at hiding. They survived because they could show someone else, without saying a word, I know I messed up. I'm still here, and I'm still one of you. Now, I want you to do something for me. Think of the last time you blushed, the last time your face absolutely ratted you out. Drop it in the comments. Not the polished version, the real cringe, middle-of-the-moment version. Because if this video is right, and I think it is, those moments aren't your weakest, they're your most honest. And I want to read every single one. I'll be down there replying. See you in the next one.